So, character that you meet on the homestead, he's a guy that basically has a bunch of maps that you need to collect. So we wanted to give more meaning to our collectibles this time. And this is part of how we're doing it. So you go around, you find collectibles in the environment, you bring them to Pegleg, and he opens up the locations of these maps for you. So this is one of the locations that you go to in the game after you collect some things for Pegleg. Like I say, this is about giving more meaning to our collectibles and making sure you get a bigger reward out of them.
So how in the game?
So you can get access to this from about sequence 6. There's a bunch of sort of secret stuff that we haven't talked about in the beginning of the game yet. So once you get to sequence 6, everything's going to be opened up and you're going to be able to play this.
And we just saw the tomahawk there. That's obviously one of the big new weapons.
Yeah, that's right. Connor's got his tomahawk. He's got hidden blades. The hidden blades, basically they come out and they can flip around into a backhand or a forehand. So we can use them in a much more dynamic way. We can use them for a lot of different animations and attacks. You'll see here we're going to do an air assassinate, I think, with the tomahawk. Oh no, we're going to rope dart it. Excellent. So the rope dart's another one of our new tools. You can use it to hang the guy here like this. If you get onto certain beams as well, you can like jump down and pull him up from the rafters.
So obviously we've got a new character, Connor. Can you just give us a bit of a background into where he comes from and stuff?
Sure. So Connor is a half Mohawk, half British assassin. And the reason we chose that is so that we could give you more perspectives on what was happening inside of this era. You know, because he's half Mohawk, he's not really part of his tribe. He is accepted, but you know, always considered a little bit of an outsider. Obviously, in the Western civilization as well, he's an outsider there. So it allows us to give more perspectives and give you a more interesting and more nuanced story.
So the new setting, American Revolution. Why choose the American Revolution? Take mine.
Yeah, go on. No, it's fine. So the Revolution, why did we choose the Revolution? A huge part of this is because the themes of the Revolution really coincide really nicely with the themes of the fight between the Assassins and the Templars. When you're considering what's going on in the colonies at this point, you know, they're fighting for freedom of self-rule, trying to get rid of oppressive taxation, trying to basically lead their own lives and fight for freedom. This is essentially the fight between the Assassins and the Templars as well. So those parallels really allowed us to tell an interesting story and gave us a lot of new gameplay opportunities as well. There was that we could basically give you a lot of really interesting story with. So for us, it was a really exciting time frame, and it meant that we were going to see a lot of new gameplay as well. You know, from the tree running in the frontier, climbing on cliffs, having animals in the wilderness, and being able to take a whole new set of tools and abilities was something that we really thought was going to be fun and exciting for the franchise.
How difficult was it to create the free running? Because it's a little bit different to climbing a building, right?
Yeah, totally. When you're out in the frontier and you have rain everywhere,
keeps fading in and out.
standing or something.
In a blind spot, right? Just close to me, here we are.
The free running system is
in and out, in and out. See, look, you stand here. I seem to be alright.
This is a comedy routine.
There you go. Good entertainment, right?
A comfortable one.
Let's say the free running.
Rebuilt the free running sequences in the frontier. Basically our detection system for head in the environment. Gonna land, jumps you're gonna make. Everything had to be rebuilt from the ground up to support this new organic terrain. So how we place the hands, it's much freer now. We can, much less grid-based. We can use many different techniques, such as like climb against. And also obviously all the tree running is completely new for us. And it was kind of fun because climbing trees is something that we all did as kids, but it's something that we've never been able to do in Assassin's Creed, where you've been able to climb almost anything. So for me, it was really exciting to be able to take on that challenge. That's one of my favorite new moves, the kill from corners there. The combat system is completely different now. The principles that we're working, a lot of the ideas that we thought were successful in Brotherhood, and we've extended it. We've added more strategy and depth into it. Yeah, that's it. We're trying to get out of here. We're in the middle of a fight. We're going to have to use some tools and different attacks and combos to get out of here.
What other tools is it disposal of?
So we can use different types of pistols. There are many very cool pistol types in this doing like single pistols, dual pistols, like double barrels, quad barrel pistols that were all sort of pointed in a slightly different direction and all fired at the same time. We have the hook dart, the bow, the poison arrows, smoke bombs, snares, trip mines. I'm sure I've forgotten some. Yes. And a bunch of different weapon types as well. Not just the tomahawk, you can get some war clubs, have some awesome animations.
The bomb crafting and everything, right?
No, we removed the bomb crafting. We still have trip mines. There's something you can place into the area. But no, for us, we wanted to do a different type of economy, so we have, it's all based into the homestead.
How important was that?
Sorry, just going to let this go.
Distracted, right? So, how important was that authenticity when
So yeah, authenticity is very important to us. We have a historian on staff, and we found us maps from the era of Boston and New York. We recreated them at the 3 scale. So we went to a lot of lengths to make sure that the landmarks are in the right place. The types of architecture that we use are accurate to the era. It's all extremely accurate.
Okay then, so we're going to open up the floor to you guys now, so if anybody has any questions, just line up in the centre there and we'll take your questions.
Come on down to the front.
Don't be shy, don't be swag, I'm sure. It's definitely swag if you ask a question.
Hi, I have a question about the PC version of Assassin's Creed.
Sure.
I'm curious, do the developers have any say on what kind of DRM will be implemented into the game? And are you able to tell us if it will be released at the time of substitution?
We're releasing 3 weeks after the console version on PC. And the DRM is basically going to be a one-time activation. So the first time when you're installing it, you have to have an online connection, a broadband connection. You'll authenticate the game at that point, and then after that you can play it without a connection at all. What's that?
You got to say what kind of DRM, or is that marketing, etc.?
No, that's actually something that our business development people take care of. It's something that they basically say, this is our policy, and you guys are using it now. Thank you.
You're right.
It's not just me. Right, so the question was whether or not we still have the hook blade. No, we don't. We took that out, wanted Connor to have his own set of tools and techniques, and when we were rebuilding the climbing system, we felt we didn't really need it.
Thank you very much.
Like Assassin is a big part of the last few games. Is that being carried on traditional, or is that a part of it?
What am I doing? Okay.
There you go.
So rebuilding the Brotherhood, how does that work? We do still recruit assassins. There's 6 of them defined, 3 in each city, Boston and New York. But this time we wanted to give them a little bit more personality. So in each of the districts where you can recruit somebody, there's a bunch of different events that are happening related to something relevant to the era. So taxation, disease, corruption, that kind of thing. So when you take on a few of these events, after a while you'll be able to recruit somebody through that mechanism. They all have different abilities that they bring to you as well. So it's not just assassination. You can also do things like use them as a covert escort, or use them to lay traps and that sort of thing.
I saw one of the maps, like one of the downloadable maps, like Aztec ruins.
Right.
It was really weird actually. I went online to sort of look at this, and I saw there was like an article about how they found Aztec ruins in Georgia. I mean, is that like a reference to that, or is that,
no, this one's not in Georgia. It's down near Mexico somewhere. I'm not sure the exact location. It's actually the same style of map as what you've just seen. So sort of a linear gameplay sequence.
Okay.
Do you think Connor's story will be as long as Ezio's, where you have like several games to sort out this?
Well, I can't tell you anything about our future plans or what we want to do and where we're going. But we've gone to a lot of effort to build Connor's character and tell a lot of his story. So you'll play a whole sequence in the Mohawk language when he's a kid. It'll be subtitled. We worked with like Mohawk consultants to make sure we got the village life correct and things. So you'll see a lot of his life.
Great t-shirt, by the way.
Is there going to be any kind of like historical, accurate events and people that you're going to meet and do with the game?
Yeah, totally. We're going to see a lot of the American Revolution. So you'll meet people like Ben Franklin, George Washington, Sam Adams, Marquis de Lafayette, a whole set of historical characters. You'll go to like incredible events like the Boston Tea Party, the Boston Massacre. You'll see the Battle of Bunker Hill. I don't think I've spoiled anything yet, so I'm not going to tell you too much, but yes, there's a lot of really accurate historical events that we wanted to show you and you're going to see in the game.
Big fan of Sam Adams, by the way.
I really like the story of Desmond throughout the game. So I was wondering if there's anything you can tell us about like his story or the gameplay changes or something.
Right. So the questions about Desmond's story, again, we don't like to talk about his side of things before we launch because it's so integral to the overarching plot, you know. Desmond is back, he's playable, he's going to be the most important that he's ever been, and he's going to have a absolutely critical role. So yes, he'll be here, and I think you'll be surprised and entertained by him.